like I said, so they are there. I think the Nelita babes, there was no issue definitely with them. They didn't really have much. There was even no altercation, except for a few instances when Nenny spoke, and gave some rebuttals. But they seem to have very good relationship with some of them. They exit out. But S's boys, I personally thought they were going to escape until when I heard the front and back between two of them. And Ibuka tried to intercede at some point as well, just to see if they would, be peaceful or probably just settle it. But they didn't. And there were instances of jealousy. There were references from what happened on the show down to even after the show about supporting one another,
Thank
for
you.
their event.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
that was what happened between those two people, and I think
Thank
that was just
you.
all. Aside that, they spoke about their ships, and it was even Anita that spoke, right, regarding Tonita, and they were like, they are good, they are cordial. Then Tofa was like, anything she says, obviously she's going to follow suit. So there was nothing there. I think there is no ship, there is no relationship, to be honest. This is based on what happened, what I heard. You can come back to reunion and tag me and call me a hater. It is what it is. I don't care about the tears. I've never cared. Right?
Thank you.
So
Thank
they,
you.
they, they confirmed they are
Madam, he's
cordial.
talking, please.
Hey, guys, hold on. They confirmed they are cordial, they are good, no bad blood. Same thing with the Soli ship as well. Surprisingly, and that was one ship I was really expecting to hear what happened. Right? That was the Shani ship. There was no mention of it at all. They didn't bring it up, but from what happened, from the little we kind of heard, there seems to be no enmity between them. They are very, very cordial as well. They are very cool, no issue. There were no tantrums shown between Sean and Wanni. But personally, because that was one of the most I don't know the right word to use. I think that ship was actually a mistake, in my opinion. I don't think that ship should have happened. They are kind of cool individually, right? On an individual basis, they're amazing people. But in terms of shipping, I don't really find that ship very interesting. Because in my head, Sean was there clearly to play a game. He was a gamer and he did his thing, right? Wanni, on the other hand, who was supposed to be a gamer, was, like the boy. Even though Sean definitely claims he does like Wanni at some point during the show. But to me, I kind of feel like the likeness was not equal one way or the other, right? It's not really on the same path. And as a result of that, he made a lot of things that happened inside the ship and even around the ship to actually be pathetic to watch. That's what's really my opinion. So, and that was one ship I was really looking forward to say, Ebuka, multi-choice, shake this thing. What happened post-show, right? They've said the countless time they are just going to be friends, which is really okay, right? They are friends, which we've heard, and we are fine with it. You guys been friends. I was particularly interested when I was getting the gist that what happened between Shani, right? So nothing was said around there. Hopefully, maybe the person didn't want to divulge, or the person didn't want to say anything. Maybe they air it, I don't know, but I didn't really hear anything particularly. But again, from a particular section of the shooting where Sean boldly denied a conversation he had with Onyeka, just to kind of, as at the time Onyeka and Wanni were having a front and back. And Onyeka tried to get Sean's support at that particular point, and Sean kindly denied. Maybe he doesn't really want to put himself in a mess, or truly the conversation Onyeka said happened didn't happen. Or even if it does happen, he just wants to deny to kind of really save face. So in my head, I'm like, okay, fair enough. Maybe the Shani, maybe two of them are just kind of cool and cordial, nothing serious. And they're just, they just want to be friends and just keep it the same way Soli and Tonita kept it. And I'll go back to Zinwe. I think that was the same thing Chinwe was expecting from Zion, to just go with the same way, Anita, Tofa, and Suja Nelly went. To say, we had something, it was amazing, and there was no problem. But Zion started divulging. He was saying a lot, right? Just to make Chinwe to come off as the villain, as if, oh, I truly dumped her, and this was exactly what happened. And that was exactly what Chinwe was not having. And she went ballistic and said a lot of, Chinwe really said a lot from what I heard. I can't even say some of the things she said here. Literally said a lot of things, went hard on the boy. And some people might felt is very well deserving, right? Because she was literally defining, she was more like sponsoring the relationship based on what she was saying, allegedly. Oh, the finances, emotionally, she was there. She kind of said she puts her all in that relationship, whereas the boy in question allegedly was still cheating, right? Already had the victim in Benin, and the Benin person went on Snap or TikTok to cry out. And that was where she found out that one. Then there were a few instances where she had sent money, or probably send money for him, or to him rather, and he even used this money to cheat as well. So it seems to be like she already had a lot of build up, and used the opportunity to just, yelled out and react and said everything she needed said at that point in time. So yeah, that's just for the Aces boys. So for the Aces boys, they are no longer. I don't know, and it's kind of weird because after the show, I've seen them in public spaces. They even take pictures, they take videos. So I didn't really think there was anything significantly wrong with their friendship, to be honest. Again, I also think a major problem was the fact that a lot of us, including the fans and the viewers, overrated or probably exaggerated their friendship, right? I don't think they were I don't think they were close friends, rather, pre-show, before the show. They were friends, but I don't think they were that close. I think that's where the problem is coming from. And that's where a lot of people are not ready to kind of really ascertain yet. They are friends, but I don't think they are very, very close. I mean, it's possible for me just to know a guy and say, my guy, I'm going on a show. I know you have small social media presence. Can we go together? Right? Even though we might not be best of friends. And we get into the show. And as a result of the fact that we've not really shared a lot of close moments together, then some of our walls start cracking. Then we start seeing some of the things we've not really seen before, right? Because we're not really that close. And I think that was exactly what happened in that particular ship. If I can remember vividly, going back to the house now, there were things that happened in both relationships that actually genuinely stemmed like one person was really copying, the other person, right? But it was not really loud because as guys now, you won't want to come off as, like you are copy or whatever. But it's kind of looked like that in that particular in that particular friendship. And again, there was even a time I remember, was it Suj? Please correct me if you are speaking after me. Was it Suj that was saying, I kind of feel bad that things you are supposed to discuss with me, you don't discuss them with me, right? You discuss them with Sean. Yeah, it was Suj. Thank you. You discuss them with Sean. And I'm just wondering, I am your closest person in this house. If you want to discuss anything with me, come to me and discuss with me. So those were some of the symptoms or the signs that were giving, nah, I don't think these people actually share, a very, very good friendship a close friendship rather, before the house. So before I move on to the other people, I mean, there seems a lot of bazooka were just flying up and down. Like I made mention, Chinwe made up with almost everybody she had issues with, except Zion. She became cool with Wanni. She became very cool with Nelly, no problem. I think she's also kind of cool now with Onyeka, but obviously they are not going to air that part because it happens off camera, right? So she was kind of really cool with a lot of the people. Zion had no issues except with Chinwe, right? So yeah, those I want to speak on this Aces boy. Caro, we go for me, then we have Alaji Brown. Caro, go ahead.
Okay, so I'll speak.
Unmute yourself. I think that was Tudor.
Caro, are you there?
Okay, yes, I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I actually don't care and I don't give a fuck about like people who come here and pretend like you came in with a pair, and I don't understand why you getting mad because one of you guys are fast and the other one is slow. Why are you getting mad? I mean, somebody else won. You're actually forming. You're feeling bad. You don't even want to talk to me. What do you expect? You guys shouldn't even blame Tofa. That guy tried. He's level base. He's a softie. You don't expect him to be. I mean, falling like crying. Oh, let's talk. I mean, he's a softie. Tofa is a softie. You guys saw this nigga on the show, and Soj was bitter because he never. I mean, so you guys, let's chill. Those ones, let them rest because there's nothing they did on the show other than shipping and so what else?
All right, thanks, Caro. For me.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Comrade Lulu. Good, thank you. So this is what I
Hey,
want to
well,
say from my own perspective concerning the aces, yeah. The thing is, I think they both came in, they actually not I think they actually both came in with a script. On getting to the house, they could not, play out the script 100%. Because even at the point they were even having conflict on who should I like at a point, Suj was liking somebody Tofa liked. They had to switch up at some point. Oh, Tofa was like, I like there's a time Tofa actually liked Nelly or so. Is it Nelly or so they were literally confused. First 2 weeks or first 3 weeks of the show, they were confused. Like this person wants to go for this person. Next thing tomorrow, you see the person you want to go for, like your friend is already talking to that girl. So they were confused in the first 1 month on the show. if they want to speak to, if this person say, oh, I like this baby, I want to follow and talk. Next thing you see the same, like the pair speaking to that girl. So I think the major issue they had is ego. For me personally, there was this ego at play from both sides. Like two of them wanted to be like two of them wanted to be the best out of the pair. So Moscow, oh, what's this guy's name? Suj is somebody that has pride. You can tell, you can see, and I feel like probably he had the connection, Moscow, the show connection. So probably he brought it from the show, and I feel it was like, oh, let me bring you come the show. You should, align with me. But Tofa is also an alpha male. Some people that are saying slow. See, there are people that will look slow to the face, but their action is saying otherwise. Tofa was very smart on that show. If anybody come here and say Tofa was slow, no, that's a big lie. You don't need to be a noisemaker before you have a game plan. Tofa had a strong game plan on that show, and it took him very far. Forget it. If not because of the way if Suj did not win the whatever he won at the time he won is it immunity or so, Tofa would have been a finalist. Suj would have gone like Suj was not even a penultimate material. Fan base wise, he doesn't have it. Being he wasn't a finalist. Let's be factual with ourselves. If they asked us who gave us a show among the two pair, it was Tofa. Tofa had a lot of storyline. Tofa was feeding the Anita whatever that was going on. The Suj and Nelly ship was not even given. Unless we want to lie to ourselves or we want to start, painting the defender man.
Fumi, don't go there, please.
Alaji Brown.
Alaji, you will let me speak. You
Alaji
won't
Brown, mute. I
interject.
No
beg she dey
interruption. Wait.
talk.
When she's done,
Please.
it's your
When
turn. Let
she's
her.
done, you can
Yeah.
talk. Let her talk, please.
On the show, that Suja and Nelly ship was not given. A lot of us had a lot, like we had a lot to say about it. People were talking about the age difference. The chemistry was not there. Nelly was just, she was playing a game. And it was so obvious that, yes, Nelly was playing the game. And that's what we want on the show. You have a game plan, execute it to the fullest. Don't mind whoever's emotion you want to use. Go ahead, do anything you want to do. If you want to use somebody, use the person. If the person is so foolish that the person cannot tell that this person is using me, go ahead. I'm not saying Nelly is bad or she's not beautiful or anything. But the game plan she played in the house was so obvious that she doesn't like this guy. But it was working out for her. Do you understand? So what I'm saying is this: Tofa is not slow. They both had a game plan. It worked for them, fine. But that friendship, you could tell that friendship was a no. Egos were at play.
All right. Thank you very much, Fumi. Yeah. Thank you, Fumi. Alaji Brown, go ahead. Alaji Brown, are you there?
Anytime you give him mic, that's when his network or he's mute.
No, he's muted. Alaji Brown, are you there?
He will not mute, but when people are
Alaji Brown,
speaking,
if you are not speaking now, don't interrupt anybody.
he will not do
I'm serious.
that.
Okay. Who is next? I think it's Love V, right? I think you were supposed to
No,
speak.
it was Deborah. Deborah hands was
Okay, Deborah, go ahead.
Deborah, go ahead.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, how are you?
Comrade, I miss you. I miss you. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We
Perfectly.
can hear you.
Yes. I'm an energy squad, but I want to speak on Tofa. I think for Tofa and Suge, I prefer Tofa's game more than Suge's game. And like the other person said, ego was playing out. And Suge didn't like the fact that Tofa was getting closer to Sean. And the way I see Suge, he was very sneaky. That's how I saw Suge. He's a fine guy. There's no doubt. He's very athletic and nice. Yes, that's cool. But he was very sneaky with some certain things that he was doing. And that was really weird for me. Now, the person he really wanted to date was Victoria. We all know that. We all saw that. If Victoria had given him the green light, I don't think he would have gone for Nelly, to be very honest. But because Victoria was not giving face, he had to go for Nelly. But the only part I'm confused, because people keep saying that it was Tofa that wanted to go for Nelly, and Suge was supposed to go for Anita. That's the part I don't understand. But they ended up with whoever they ended up with, and they played their game, and it worked out for them, because guess what? They were in the finals. So it worked out. It worked out for them. And for me, the cruise I came to catch here is to come and sing. Oh, enemies, they shake, shake. Please, let's get to that part. That's the part I want to get to. Enemies, they shake, shake. That is the ginger that I came with. This is the cruise I want to catch. Have a good evening.
All right, thank you, Deborah. I'll play that one later. Don't worry. Okay, before Darling goes, right? So while we're still talking about the Aces boys, so I've said exactly what happened, right, between them. They had their thoughts and back. They didn't settle at the end of the day, even though there were efforts to make them settle, and they gave instances of why they don't think they were cool, even post show. Even though I personally saw some videos and pictures contrary to that when the show ended. I've seen them in the same spaces a few times, but again, there seems to be some sort of withdrawal at some point as well, and a lot of people were kind of speculating until just to know what happened, but we didn't really get the clear picture. But I think reunion, you all will get it. Another interesting conversation that I got hold of was Sean, right? And I'm sure we are definitely all aware of this, because he already mentioned it in one of his interviews immediately after the show, where he said it felt like Kelly shouldn't have won, right? Because he was not entertained. Ebuka asked him directly. There was something you put out, right? And do you actually still stand by it during one of your interviews where you have said you don't think Kelly should win, deserve to win or something? And it was like, yeah, in terms of entertainment, he doesn't really think he was supposed to win. And that question was directed to Nelly and said, do you agree with what he said? Nelly said, yes. I believe Wanni and Onyeka, they were quite entertaining enough to win, right? It's quite, you know why? In as much as I actually want to slightly agree with Sean, but again, we've seen past winners of this show where a lot of them, I think 80% of them are not even entertaining, to be realistic. In my opinion, she wasn't really my favorite, but I think one winner in all past seasons that actually stood out, that literally played the game from the beginning till the end of the show and won, to me, was Fina. She literally put herself out there. She sacrificed herself. She did everything, in my opinion, a winner, right, should do. And she won the show. Somebody that came close, really, really close, was Messieke, right? Maybe if Chacha are there, she would have really given her a run for her money. So those are the two people, in my opinion, that I think viewers, fans have voted that won on the basis of entertainment. The rest of them, I mean, they were far more entertaining housemates than them during their time, right? And they didn't win, whereas these guys actually won. So I'm then asking, I know those are actually the housemates' opinions, and pretty much they're entitled to it anyway because they were asked, right? And they have their right to kind of respond. I'm wondering, who are then the people voting these winners? It shows simply that they actually have a large number of people who want them to win and who actually voted them. That's what's the meaning, right? So immediately Sean said that, and Nelly actually concurred. Then Cassia literally jumped in and supported her husband. Obviously, everybody would, every reasonable wife would definitely support her husband. So counter the point and say, no, what do you mean? You, when you were in the house, were you entertained? What exactly did you do? Then there was an altercation between Cassia and Sean. They had their thoughts and back, where Sean gave his reasons, and they kind of really much, just ended that briefly. And I know the same conversation has literally been on the TL, we've talked about it on different spaces about, the winner. And it's also one conversation that comes up every year, even after the show, where we have to come and talk about this person is not deserving to win, right? And year on year, we have a large number of people voting for that person to win. So it simply means one thing. It simply means, I'm sorry, that person deserves to win. Because it's actually a game of numbers at the end of the day. It's based on percentage. If a larger number of people felt this person deserved the win and they actually voted for that person, it is really what it is. If you really want to vote people on the basis of entertainment, then I think we should actually do better going forward. I think it's going to be very hypocritical, in my opinion, if you've supported winners in the past who do not even near the word entertainment, and you voted for them and they actually won, and you are castigating someone who actually won on that basis as well in subsequent seasons, right? So even you as a viewer, we should all do better in terms of who we want to crown, so that we won't come next year again and come and say, oh, you don't believe this person is supposed to win, right? So yeah, I think that was also another interesting conversation, another thought and back that happened between Cassia and Sean. Nothing Just a mere altercation, no physical fights, nothing serious. And Sean gave his reasons, and Cassia really supported her husband. And Kelly stood his ground, on why do you think I'm not supposed to win? He gave his reasons as to they played their game, they did what they need to do, they came with a strategy, and they actually, adhered to their strategy till the end of the game, right? And they won. So yeah, I mean, you can also kind of speak on that while you're trying to speak on why you think Ace's boys are no longer cool and what might pretty much have happened between them. Yeah, darling, I think you're next. Okay, Alaji Brown, are you ready now?